Everybody, this is Jay, and welcome to my podcast. Now, this podcast is about Dennis Rodman speaking on the Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan beef and how Scottie Pippen is disgruntled. Now, Rodman is known for speaking the truth and speaking his thoughts and opinions without holding back, and in this case is no different. Before I break it down, please subscribe to my podcast on Apple Music, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, as well as if you listening on YouTube, subscribe, bang that bell, thumbs up, all that good stuff. And of course, leave comments. I always love to read the comments that people leave, and it's one of my favorite things to do when making YouTube videos and podcasts. So whether you listening on Apple or Spotify, as well as if you on YouTube, definitely leave a comment, review, all that good stuff. Now let's get into it. Now, Dennis Rodman spoke recently on the Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen beef. And he said that he lived with those guys for 4 years and never saw any of that. He said he thinks that Scottie is just hurt because he wants to get the recognition with Michael Jordan. Now, Jordan and Scottie Pippen formed one of the best duos in NBA history, as we all know. But over the last few months, Pippen and Jordan have had a massive falling out, mostly due to Pippen's inflammatory comments about Jordan in his new book, where he had many complaints against Michael Jordan. Now, the player who joined the Bulls in '95 to form the Big Three and help them win their second three-peat, Dennis Rodman, has spoken out about their falling out. Rodman said in a recent interview that he never detected any animosity between the two stars while he was there in Chicago. He did, however, say that he thinks Pippen wants respect from Jordan, something he felt he didn't have before. He also mentioned that he didn't really care about the documentary and how it went down, whether it be about their comments or the money that Jordan or Pippen may have or may have not received. Dennis Rodman said, and I quote, "The book, I don't know what to say about that. I lived with those guys for 4 years. I never saw that. But I just think Scottie is so hurt because he wants to get the recognition with Michael. Because he grew up with Mike and that whole 11 years they played together with each other. He disliked the fact that Michael got $10 million for that documentary and he got nothing. I didn't care about getting shit. I didn't care about the money. That's between Michael and Scottie. One of the most prominent complaints was concerning the Last Dance docuseries and how Jordan portrayed himself compared to the rest of the Bulls players who were featured, and the comments were confusing given how kindly Jordan had spoken of Pippen throughout the years and enjoyed playing with him. Now, clearly, Rodman doesn't really want to stoke the fire that already exists between the two, but things have gotten quite bad between Pippen and Jordan, with a former teammate, Charles Oakley, saying that things between them are now over. Now, we know from Jordan's history that he's not one to let things go quite easily and has been known to hold a grudge. I think Scottie Pippen is underestimating how much Jordan appreciated him. He's always said he wouldn't have been able to win without Scottie. He also said Scottie was his favorite teammate. I remember Jordan winning the All-Star Game MVP and giving the car to Scottie, which was a Ferrari, and many other things. Scottie Pippen needs to take responsibility for the mistakes that he made during his playing time in his career. Many say Jordan never would have won. He never won championships without Scottie. But we all know Jordan was already a star and was going to win championships with somebody else. Scottie Pippen was the perfect teammate to complement him, and that is not disputed. But Jordan was already a star, and Scottie Pippen legacy is not so definitive. Who knows what Scottie Pippen would have been had he not played with Michael Jordan. We already know Scottie Pippen wasn't able to come up in big moments against the Detroit Pistons until Jordan helped him overcome some of those issues. Now, Scottie Pippen, because of bad business and mismanagement at different points of his career, as well as off the field situations, has lost a lot of money. His agent mismanaged some funds, and he has lost half of his wealth at one time. But Scottie Pippen still has an estimated net worth between $30 to $50 million. Now, on the other hand, Michael Jordan has a net worth over $1 billion. But I think that is due to Scottie Pippen's fault as well. Scottie Pippen may have never had a net worth of $1 billion, but he did not capitalize as much as he should have during his playing time. Everyone told him when he signed that 7-year deal, don't do it. It's a bad deal. He signed it. But Scottie Pippen never used his popularity playing with Michael Jordan to the full advantage. He could have had made up much more money off the field in endorsements. His shoes, although he did have a couple pair that were popular, never were as popular as other players during that era. And playing with Michael Jordan, you had an increased amount of visibility that other players did not have. Also, Scottie Pippen, while playing with Dennis Rodman and Jordan, he could have wrote books then. He could have appeared in more movies. He could have had more endorsements. Dennis Rodman had a book while he was with the Bulls. It was a bestseller. He did wear a wedding dress and shut down Michigan Avenue. But Dennis Rodman was great at marketing. Dennis Rodman also had a billboard on the side of the Chicago Expressway that would routinely shut down traffic, and it just simply would have his hair and it would change color. Dennis Rodman was able to maximize his earning potential while in Chicago because of his marketing, and he took advantage of it, something Scottie Pippen never did. Scottie Pippen now wants to try to bring out a liquor line as well as books and try to make as much money as possible 30 years after the fact. Many people say, well, Jordan never won without Pippen. Pippen never won without Jordan. And Pippen had more years in his prime to play without Jordan than Jordan ever had without Pippen. Pippen never made another all-star team without Michael Jordan, nor get to an NBA championship game. He did have a couple good years in Portland, but he was no longer the Scottie Pippen we all once knew and loved at the time. Speaking of love, Scottie Pippen has ruined his legacy with a lot of his fans because of how he has turned against his teammate. If he did feel a certain way about Michael Jordan, he should have handled it like a man and confronted him in-house instead of making everything so public. And if he was hurt by The Last Dance actually didn't talk down about Scottie Pippen. But Scottie Pippen did say he felt like they were just co-stars to the Michael Jordan story. But what he failed to realize is that Michael Jordan made that about him, and it's his video. Make a documentary about you and your life. Now, Jordan did dedicate a lot of time and info to Scottie Pippen in The Last Dance, talked about his upbringing, his family. He also spoke about when Scottie Pippen was the leader of the Bulls that first year without Jordan, and how he refused to go back in the game to take the last shot. And Tony Kukoc ended up hitting the shot anyway. Scottie Pippen has made mistakes that he should take full account of and not try to blame Michael Jordan for his failures. And I think that he's going about this the wrong way, in my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Has Scottie Pippen gone too far with how he's attacking Michael Jordan for what he did and didn't do in the NBA? And should he go about things another way, or is it too late? You guys let me know what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'll see you all on the next podcast. Peace.